BTB listeners, thank you so much for checking out today's episode. Listen, if this episode inspires you, do me a favor, take 5 seconds to shoot me a like and subscribe to the podcast. There are several more exciting guests that are in the pipeline, and I just can't thank you enough for your continued support, and let's keep paying the mission forward.
Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you.
Welcome to the BTB Project, designed to empower listeners to identify their why and to live their best lives no matter the circumstances. My name is Kollman Gearhart. A former athlete and motivational coach, I've had the opportunity to inspire thousands through my story and help accomplish what they are built to be. You'll be encouraged by each and every episode, and let's get into it.
Yeah, when I blow up, I'ma soar high like Peter Pan. In real life, be living out my dreams. If I'm waking up, it's in a foreign land.
Have you ever been in that situation where you feel like your back's against the wall? You've had all of these moments play out in your head of the dreams and ambitions that you have in life, and heck, you've maybe even visualized the perfect outcome of that, being able to accomplish all of your desires, all of your dreams, all of your goals. And you can actually see yourself doing that. But our minds, as much as it's a powerful tool to help us go after our built to be journeys, a very important understanding of how our minds are fueled by those ideas and dreams, goals, and ambitions is the power of our heart. Today's BTB short really hits home for me because my name is Kollman Gearhart. And I find it ironic that power and heart are literally part of my name. And it's something that came up many times in my life as I was pursuing my own built to be journey, to where people were pointing out this particular superpower that I had that I didn't realize at the time. And I think it's something that you, as the listener, can tap into yourself. The heart is not just a muscle that pumps blood throughout our body that helps keep us alive. It has a lot of characteristics to it that is the core of our purpose, passion, and resilience as we're taking on the daily struggles and fruit that we're producing in our lives. I call heart power moments where our minds believe that we are not capable of doing something, and it's our heart that takes over, that pushes us to another level of passion, purpose, and resilience to do things that we never thought we could do. I remember a very monumental part of my life was when I went to a dance in high school. And I remember just a few days before that trying to ask someone to go to homecoming with me, and they politely declined because they said that they recently had a loss in their family of a dog that passed away. It really beat me up at the time because I was never really accepted, being either socially or physically accepted in high school. At this point, I was fighting being overweight. I was fighting being insecure. Asking that particular person to go to homecoming, I thought would be a way to fill a void. In my mind was like, if I go on this date or have a date to homecoming, then it's going to make me feel better about myself. Ultimately, I end up going to the dance on my own. And surprisingly enough, I see the person there that I asked to the dance with somebody else. And I realized in that moment, anything that I was thinking about in my head was not going to be productive. It was not going to be something that was going to be positive or encouraging for me to help with my self esteem. And I had to dig deep into my heart, my core values of what was whole purpose or understanding of why I wanted to go to homecoming so bad. What it came down to was I had a goal of making a complete life change physically, mentally, losing weight, getting into the best shape of my life so that I can pursue my athletic adventures. And it was that moment when I saw the outcome of that homecoming to where I realized that our heart is more than just an organ. I began to tap into my heart power. Scientific studies show that the heart has its own intelligence. Our emotions and intuition from our heart is what allows the heart and the brain to have a connection. When we align the passion that's in our heart with the actions of our mind and our body, we create this unstoppable momentum towards our dreams. But that heart and head connection has to happen. And there are so many times we go throughout our life, hence the example that I gave you with mine, to where our heart and our head are disconnected. They're not in alignment. And it's hard to have energy flow through us if that connection or a blockage or a hindrance of self doubt is taking place. So I want to give you some actionable tips on how to tap into your heart power on a daily basis to align with your goals and dreams. And step one is you got to start listening to your heart and not just your head. Our minds will play tricks on us, and the head typically wants to analyze. But what's really cool about our heart is our heart or our gut feeling, it knows exactly what we want, it knows exactly what we need. So being able to listen to that and take time to reflect on truly what excites you and fulfills you. We often sometimes go way far out into our heads of all of the things that we don't want or the worst possible outcomes that could happen in a situation instead of turning the noise down in our head and focusing on what fulfills you. Ask yourself, if fear didn't exist in your life, what would you pursue with your whole heart? No fear, no consequences of the decision. You literally just get to pursue what fires you up, what inspires you. That's the power of listening to your heart. Develop a heart-centered mindset. Stop chasing these external validations. You don't need to go chase the homecoming date. You don't need to go chase the expensive car or the expensive house or the status. Success comes when your alignment and purpose are coinciding, your head and your heart. When you embrace that heart-centric mindset, you're tapping into gratitude, you're tapping into compassion, and authenticity in everything that you do. It's that alignment, it's that flow of energy where you're doing things in a way that is far different than if you were just making decisions with your head and not your heart. Take the steps to find people in your life who are fueling what's in your heart. Put yourself around people that have those similar deep desires that you have, and that heart-centric community is really what the BTB project is built on. As you're tapping into a heart-centric mindset, you are building resilience through heart-driven actions. Your heart is stronger than your doubts. So when you have situations like what I experienced going to that homecoming dance, I felt like it was a setback in my life because I knew in that moment that that person that I asked, their dog actually never did pass away. That she said that because she truly didn't want to go with me. She was trying not to hurt my feelings, but ultimately that fib that she shared led to me seeing that moment at homecoming. And I had to tap into my heart at that point. I had to build some resilience because everything in my head was saying otherwise. When setbacks happen, use those setbacks as a stepping stone to align back to the fire and the power in your heart. As you're taking actionable steps daily that moves you towards what you want in your heart, you're going to start developing reps that are going to give you confidence for when those times are tough and when things aren't working the way that you want to have an understanding and a purpose that's much greater than anything you'll ever understand because you're letting energy flow from your heart. I've been often given the motto of the never quit mentality when I was playing tennis or as I'm coaching. A lot of people say that I just don't ever back down. And a quote that I always try to live by is the ability to have pressure in your life or opportunities is that moment of pressure creates diamonds. And having that energy flow in such a way, and if I'm just a speck of dirt at that point, and that dirt can become clusters, and those clusters over time can become beautiful resonating diamonds. It's all of those moments of pain and discouragement and coming up short. Those aren't losses in my life. Those aren't losses in your life. Those are all moments that are going to fuel your growth through your heart into manifesting it into actions through your mind. The beautiful part about our heart is once we have that established connection personally, we can connect our heart to serving and helping others. The most fulfilled people don't just dream and have goals for themselves, they're serving others. That's why I was so passionate about being a coach, being able to give back, being able to have others experience those feelings that I was having in my own personal journey, and just for me to be a speckle of dust on theirs. And when you're able to give back and mentor and uplift people around you, I'm telling you, that's one of the best antidotes for you to maintain your heart power, your head and heart alignment to continue to go after your goals and dreams. When dreams are benefiting more than just you, that's when you become truly unstoppable. So, as we're thinking about the power of the heart and the head and heart connection, I have a challenge for you. I have a challenge for you as a listener to tap into this unbelievably powerful tool that we often neglect. All I want you to do is take one step today towards your dream that comes from your heart. Take that time to get into a quiet room, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and start listening to your heart. What is your heart telling you? What is your heart resonating that you often aren't hearing because of the noises in your head? Take one step towards what you're feeling in your heart today. And do me a favor, share your story with me. I want to collaborate more with this BTB community. And as part of this episode, I'm going to shoot a question out to the Instagram universe and just ask, hey, what heart dream do you have? I want to hear it from you guys. Those comments, those dreams is what the Built to Be journey is all about. Let me know what's leading your heart. I can't wait to check out those DMs. Through that, the next challenge I have is to check out more episodes of the BTB Project. I specifically designed this podcast to help people that are having this conflict between their heart and their head, and to truly understand that impossible is nothing. Each episode that you listen to throughout the podcast journey, at this point, it's a little over 165 episodes. It's designed to help you have those moments of reflection of, man, my heart is capable of doing miraculous things, and my head and my body are able to facilitate the beats, the life force of who I am. I don't take lightly every opportunity that I have to be a voice and an impact in anybody's life, let alone helping fulfill my dreams and my own. But ultimately, our heart power is the secret sauce for us to not only be unstoppable, but for us to have any wall, any barrier, any setback, any difficult circumstance that we will face along the way to be something that is part of the beauty of the head and heart connection. And for us to say afterwards, I was able to do this because I trusted my heart. Listen, if this BTB short impacted you, do me a favor, like and subscribe to the BTB Project. Check out episodes, check out content, the interviews of the people that I'm bringing on. Their stories are remarkable. It's going to help you with this concept. Let's tap into the power of our hearts. Let's continue to inspire others. As always, I'm proud of each and every one of you. And until next time, take care.